So, it's rainy as anything outside, so I thought it's time to make progress on some of the instrument projects I've got going. And that means I have a choice of... I'm probably too far away for it to hear me, but I've got a choice of a few. You can tell how long it's been since I've worked on it, because it's coated in spiders and grossness. But within here is a BC Rich Mockingbird that's barely in frame. Hold on one second. So I've had this for about a year and a half. I bought this for myself because I've always wanted one. And I got it super cheap because of this in the corner. So previously, this had been annihilated by something, which I guess had fallen on it, or it had fallen on something, and this was completely destroyed. As you can see, it's now sort of close to the right shape. It just doesn't look quite right, and you can really feel it if you run your hand over it, that it's quite a bit higher here. So what I want to do, since I have a spray paint can full of it, is I'm going to paint the whole thing the colour of my first car. Spray paint from years ago that's still here. Basically, I need to get rid of this can because I don't have that car anymore. And what better way to do it than to make this guitar not look like a steaming heap of turd. So I need to file that down. I'm going to hit this section of it with spray primer. I suppose a reasonable place to start is, if I like this guitar so much, why is it in my garage not being used, right? Fair question. The problem with it, if I was being honest, is that I play mostly for fun, for myself. Certainly not for anybody else's fun. And a lot of that is sat down, so I play mostly sitting down. And this guitar is without question the least comfortable guitar to play sitting down, because this little horn bit in the corner digs right into the bit at the bottom of your rib cage in the middle, whatever that's called. Is it called a sternum? I have ummed and ahed about this guitar because it's a bit of like a don't meet your heroes kind of experience for me, because ever since I was quite, teenager, that sort of age, I really wanted one of these. I was sure I was going to love this, and I was actually a bit disappointed to find out that I didn't, if I'm completely honest with you. Yeah, well, that's my story of abject disappointment. The problem is I absolutely love the look of this guitar, right? The style of this is so cool. And I know I'm going to miss this thing if I sell it. I'll be like, oh, remember that? Remember that time I had a BC Rich Mockingbird? And I lived out my childhood dream. And I didn't like it. Starting to take little mini scratches out of here, so that's probably my moment to say that's close enough. This is an embarrassing thing to admit to. I've always wanted one of these since I saw the guitarist for Black Veil Brides play one. He had the one that's black with the purple edge trim around it. I think it's a Pro X or something. Obviously this is a bronze series from like 2000. But I saw him play that and I was like, wow, that is one nice looking guitar. And in credit to him, he's not a bad guitarist. He's certainly a lot better than I am, so I'm in no place to cast shade. But I wanted one, but I don't know. I'm going to repaint it, see if I fall back in love with it somehow, which I think is unlikely, but you never say never. It's dry. It's been a couple of days. There's a few little divots, but they're nowhere near as bad as they look. Honestly, I think it's close enough for £100 and something guitar. Plan is basically just to spray this until I run out. Take two. So it's pretty good. So now I just need to sand it and put it back up for clear coat. The exact same thing as before, only this one has that symbol. So this is even more important because probably don't need any help getting cancer. So I pulled it down and actually it's not too bad. So I need to change it up. Clothes in a minute, which are a bit too clean, but honestly, like you can see some divots, you can also see some crap accumulating on it. But it's not too bad. There's a few little flecks of crap all over this. Just need to get out. I'll give it a little polish up, but it's so much better than it was. There's a little bit of overspray on those, but nothing that you'll even be able to see once the bridge is on it. Yes, it's pretty cool. So I will then just reassemble it all, and theory it's ready to go, which is quite exciting. Don't know if it looks much different. Maybe a little bit shinier. I have used some, basically it was a headlight restoring kit that I had from a car, and I've actually used exactly the same stuff, the polish that it came with, and just basically polished this up as if it were a set of headlights. Sort of sticking with the theme of fixing it with things that I've got laying about really, but it's decent. It's a bit orange peely to be honest with you, but I mean it's £100 guitar. It's so much nicer than it was. It's kind of cool. I like it. That's all there is really. Deal with this guy. Oh god, there's not a lot of space in there. Oh yeah. Very much. I think I'm going to leave it for a bit longer, maybe another day, because it's just feeling a little bit like it. It's just really tacky still, even though it said leave it to dry for hard dry in 24 hours. Well, it's been 36, maybe more. It's been another 4 days, I think. And when I last was touching this, I said, oh, it's a bit tacky, doesn't feel quite right. Well, I sat it down on a cloth thing to dry. You can see it's picked up all kinds of crap from the cloth. It actually looks much worse than it is on the camera. That's post a polish, so I'm going to have to keep polishing that out somehow. You can even see like stuff has set into it. Where's the spray paint? Touch dry in 20 minutes. Hard dry after 24 hours. Right?
I left it 48 hours before I then tried to do the wiring stuff on it, and then left it for another 3 days sat down, and shit was still sticking to it that badly. I mean, it's been hot here, don't get me wrong, but it's not been that hot here that it melts paint. Also, this is UK hot, so it's not searingly hot. It's lesson learnt, but that's annoying. So that's I'm never getting that out, but I hopefully will get all the other crap out by just polishing the hell out of it a couple more times. But I think that what I need to do is get this all resoldered, put together on a guitar stand where most of it, apart from possibly here and here, aren't contacting anything. Because wow, that's bad. That a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. But it goes to show, yes, I was right. It wasn't dry. It didn't feel quite dry. I thought it was just a little bit not dry, but it was like super not dry. It still doesn't feel dry, if I'm completely honest with you. Like here, this still feels a little sticky. I mean, harder than it did, but it still feels sticky. Everywhere, just it's slightly, and you can hear it. It just a little bit sticks to me. Anyway, I'm going to pause this, set the soldering iron, solder the shit in, and then we can go from there. Cool. You gonna get hot or what? That is, well, it's joined. What can you ask for? Cool. I'm gonna reassemble the body of it, and then I'll be back to do neck and shit like that. It has been about another week. It's, dare I say it, the paint actually feels completely different. It doesn't feel sticky anymore. It actually feels like it's cured in most places. But this is going to be tuned up a half step down. I'm going to set it up a half step down. I'm imagining I have to play with these. But everything else I'm hoping should be as it was before, and it was relatively well set up before because I did that. It is tuned. It is in the room where I play a lot of my instruments. You can say the Strat, looking majestic, guitar. I wouldn't say I am 100% happy with how this has turned out. There's a reason I have the front facing to the camera right now. A, because that's how stands work, and B, because it is just not, it's not ideal, but the front looks pretty good. So yeah, I am going to go and I'm going to go and play it, and I'm hopeful that I will magically fall back in love with it. But I have my reservations.